Hey everyone, it's Carrie Lynn. I'm just looking at my laptop and I was looking at some old videos and video clips that I used to take when I had a little camcorder I would take around with me. So it wasn't the best camcorder, didn't have a lot of pixels and a lot of definition to the camera. And back then I was a bad uh, camera person. I look at my my videos and it's like you're watching the Blair Witch Project. I had the camera moving all over the place, but I wanted to show a few clips and hopefully my phone picks them up. But it was a really interesting day. I think it was back in like around 2013 maybe, and we were down at Bigfoot camp and hanging out, and my son and his friend decided to hike Home Gun Ridge and head up to the top. And me and my friend Rayanne decided we were gonna go for a little hike. I told her, but let's just go to Bigfoot Trail and check it out and hike along that little animal trail. So she was game. I grabbed my camcorder and she grabbed her camera and we headed out. So along the trail, I see this track, and at first I like thought it was maybe my son or Sean's track, because they wear those like Vans tennis shoes that really don't have any designs underneath, and so that's kind of what I thought it was, and I said, oh, Ben and them came this way. But then when I looked down, I could see the definition of toes. Now I know the camera's not picking that up, um, but I'm going to show the video, and it's just me. I'm just kind of showing the where the foot is, and there was not a lot of depth because it was really hard dirt on this trail that we were walking on, and that is a can of bear mace that's next to it, just to give you an idea of how big the footprint was. But so I'm kind of marking it out, and I'm coming up. See the little twigs there? Those are the where we kind of put to show how wide it was and how long. So those little twigs at the top and bottom show that, and I'm pointing in the toe area right now. So you can see right here where it comes down, and then I'm kind of zooming in on the toe, and right here's the big toe right through there. And I know the camera doesn't pick it up very good, but you can kind of see the indent of the print. And then I go sideways so you can kind of see it there. And I also took some still shots of the foot so you can kind of see. This one's just the regular, and the other one I kind of put a little more definition to it. See this one here, so you can kind of see a little bit more of the definition of the toes as they come down and then coming back, and then through here, and then coming back up to the big toe again, all the way down. So yeah, so that was kind of our first thing that we saw coming along the trail. And then we went on again. And now this little video here is just after an event that we had. As we were coming down, I told Rayanne, let's walk on down the animal trail. We'll come out, and when we come into the open area, we'll sit there and wait for Ben and Sean to get back, because he had called me and said they were going to get ready to start back down the ridge. So we come through, and we're almost out of the trees and out of the animal trail when we hear these big thumping, like something running, and it was just like boom, 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 like that through the trees. And so there was trees limbs cracking and breaking, and we took off running because we didn't I it sounded like it was kind of coming from the right of us and coming up towards that trail. So we took off running out of that trail, and we didn't know what it was, but when I looked back, one of the tall trees was just like shaking back and forth. It was just moving back and forth like somebody grabbed it and was just, shaking that tree back and forth. And so Rayanne thought maybe it was Ben and Sean were trying to scare us. So we didn't get too scared because we thought maybe it was them. And so we waited in the open area, and then there was nothing. So I called them, and they were like, "Oh, we're still up here. We're almost down though." And then Ben was telling me Sean fell in like some muddy, looked like quicksand, and up to his waist, and so he was telling me about that. So we knew they were still way up there. Then that's when we got scared, because we had no idea what that was that came running through the forest like that, and was just breaking tree branches, and that tree, seeing that tree just shaking back and forth is what really kind of scared me. So this little clip is after that, after we came out, and we're kind of discussing all what happened, and so I start to come down, and I'm trying to film inside of the trail that we just came out of. But as I'm filming, I'm just not paying attention at all right here. I'm focused on the trail. So this camera is kind of moving. I'm not even looking at the camera as it's moving. But later on, I was looking at these clips, and I happened to notice something here, like a black figure in the trees here. So I'm gonna kind of slow it down and show you this thing right here. Kind of watch that. You see it right here? And so, and again, it's starting to get evening. By this time, it's getting late in the evening. And so the lighting for us is not that bright, but the camera, shows that it's brighter than kind of that it actually is. So I'll kind of let it go through here. And you see I kind of pan over the other way. Then I come back, and you can see it again right there in the trees. And there's another shot of it. And then I turn the camera. Now this is where I'm really focusing on, is the trail that we had just come out of. Okay, so right here's the trail that we had just came out of, and that thing came running from this direction up like that, into the trees, and it came running like behind us, but it was coming this way. We were coming out this way, and the thing was coming like through this way and up like that, and up into the trees behind us. And so we came out into this little open area here, and that's when I looked back and I seen one of these trees back here was shaking like crazy. Okay, oh, okay, I kind of did a still snapshot of the video just to show you that. Let me see if I can go back to that other one. I did another snapshot. See, this one was right here. So that was another little snapshot I did of the video. But that's just kind of like a black, and if you notice, it's a lot blacker than like the dark shadows in the tree line. It's just a lot blacker. So, and this video I haven't altered in any way. It's just the video itself. But yeah, I just noticed this black figure here, and it seems to be darker than just the shadows of the trees and everything like that. I thought that was kind of strange. I wanted to show you guys that. Yeah. So then it didn't end there. No, it didn't. So, anyways, let's see. Here's the other picture of it. Now, okay, so we get here. So we decide to walk down to the foundation where my parents' house used to sit. And they moved their house to town. So just the foundation was there. And so we decided to come down to the foundation and wait for Ben and Sean to get down and meet us there. So again, I tell Rayanne, I'm gonna zoom up into these trees. So my focus, I'm not focused over here at all. I'm focused up over here, and I want to zoom in these trees right here, so you can see that it is really getting evening here, and the lighting is not very good. But again, I'm trying to fix my camera to get it ready to zoom in, and so I'm just kind of trying to get it focused in, and that's when I begin to zoom. And so if you see this, I'll go play it back again. But if you see this another dark black shadowy figure in the trees, that I did another snapshot of it. And let me take it back to the actual video. Okay, now you'll see me. Okay, that's where I pan over, and it catches that So I'm not looking in this direction at all. So you just kind of see that black shadow back there. And then I pan away. And now I'm kind of looking into the camera to zoom in on those trees up there. So that's where I kind of did the still shot there of that thing, shadowy thing. But I kind of thought that was weird too, that after I got home and began to kind of look at the video and seeing that shadow. Now, I didn't see the other black shadow till maybe a few years later, that when I watched that video again, that I seen the one up on top of the hill. But yeah. So this is just another still shot. And now that same spot, I had my son Ben, the next day after we kind of seeing that black shadow thing, I had Ben go stand there. So that's Ben standing in that spot of that black shadow the night before. And then this was another Bigfoot track we found earlier. Let me go back to that first one. Okay, so you can see the toes right here. The toes, and then you see it come back, and here's the heel back here, and it comes up, and then you got your toes, and then it comes here. So my brother found this track, and then we went up and took some pictures of it. And this is on the same animal trail. And that's why we ended up naming this animal trail Bigfoot Trail. Then here was a different track. And we got this wood here and this other little branch right there. And so this is the heel, and it comes up, and then you can see the toes right here, and it comes down, and it comes like that. So you can see it going like that. And then I think I do a close-up on the toes. Okay, here's the close-up on the toes. So you can see a toe there, toe here, here. Do you see these weird looking toes? I kind of thought they were weird. And so that's just that same foot, but just a close-up of those weird looking toes. So again, it just kind of goes back to that other video. But yeah, so tell me what you think about those. Now, I'm not saying those black shadows are definitely Bigfoot, but you know, considering the kind of day it was just really weird that these shadow figures ended up showing up in the my videos, my camcorder videos. And so it started out finding that track. Then as we walked along the trail, that big thing that come busting through the trees and was that shaking that one tree back and forth, and that tree was moving like, you know, like somebody had it and was just shaking it back and forth. And that's what really scared me. So we had that incident, and then I'm filming around and I see, then this little black figure shows up in my video. Then we get down to the foundation and another black shadowy figure shows up. So that's just kind of odd, and I just wanted to kind of cover these clips for my channel just to show you, what they were. I don't know what they are. They could be Bigfoot. Maybe they're just shadows, but it was just a strange day. And I always remember that day. I never forget that day because it was so strange, the things that was happening. And then later that night, when we got ready to, we were all camping there. My niece came out, and Melanie, and so she decides she's gonna camp with us. So she asks Rayanne, "Well, ride with me to town and pick up, my pajamas and stuff like that, and we'll come back out." So they left, and it just left me, Sean, and Ben out there. So we all went outside and we started doing hollers and whoops and yelling around. And we're standing out there and we hear this scream. Now it wasn't really close, but it was up the valley, up Cupink Creek, going towards the ranger station. It was up that way and it screamed down through the valley. And so Ben and Sean both heard it, and we ran in and we jumped in the RV. And so Melanie and Rayanne were like disappointed that they went to town and they missed that scream that we heard. So that was another thing. So all in one day, we found a track, heard a scream, uh, had these black shadowy figures in the video, and then had that thing busting through the trees. And then at one time, my son called me, and when they were still up on the ridge, and he was like, "Did you just make a whooping sound? Like whoop?" And I said, "No." I said, we're down here watching a prairie chicken." I was filming a prairie chicken, so me and Rayanne were kind of talking and stuff as we were filming this prairie chicken. And he's like, "Oh man, I thought it was you guys." But he said, "Up here, we heard this, it's like somebody goes whoop and made the whooping sound." And I was like, "No, it wasn't us." So there was just a lot of activity that day. And so I just wanted to share it and let you all know about that day. And it was, quite interesting. So I'm hoping to have some more encounters like that. Okay, good night.